The format for the final day is called Modified Chapman. The rules are slightly confusing. You and your teammate hit your tee shots, and then you hit each other's ball, switching each shot, and then you do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, and basically that's what it's all about. Peyton Manning, football stud and comedic genius. There are so few of us. And in the Kids Inc. third grade soccer world, my Blue Sharks had game 2 today. They tied 1-1. We're still undefeated.
That's not undefeated.
Yes,
well, I guess it
undefeated.
Technically is, but
yeah, leave the sports to me. Thanks.
Thanks, Brian. All right, Steve's back with one last check of your forecast after this.
Congrats to him as well as our own Lee Baker for finishing second in the the senior net at 10 under. With only the kicker to beat, and that's why he's a kicker and not a track star. One of the Panhandle's proudest products, Evander Ziggy Hood, was drafted yesterday in the first round by the world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Both these teams have been playing football against each other since the 1960s. But right now, let's switch gears, talk a little bit about some high school basketball. Homecoming is here, and although West Texas A&M is off to a rough start, the wagon wheel game is always an intense rivalry. And then for the most impressive defensive play of the night, we tip our caps to one of the refs who takes out the opposition. At only 11 years old, Hill is already a BMX star, having won 5 national races, including the Race of Champions. No time to waste for Texas Tech as they hire Tommy Tuberville to be their new head football coach today. And those dusters, they just can't seem to get. They're just getting slapped around like your Celtics were. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're so funny. Kind of like your Mavs are still fishing.
Maybe they are.
Way down the stream. Way down the stream.
Yeah, he likes that too. Over the past couple of months, we've been hearing whispers about the probability of a merger between the La Paloma Golf Club and the Tascosa Country Club. Lee Baker's been foaming at the mouth to break this story, and he got his wish last night when the official word came down. The ump throws him out, and then Zambrano turns around and goes, "No, you're out of here." Well, well, well. The story on these two buffs has just begun. And watch quarterback Sage Rosenfels as he does his human pinball impression. Here's my favorite play of the game. Missouri's Bill Vandermeer has a one-on-one, and he doesn't even shoot. Excellent strategy, boys. The wave of momentum the Cowboys were riding over the last month or so has finally come crashing down. The boys got beat down today, courtesy of Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings, 34-3. Their lone playoff victory was one small step for Dallas, but it was too small for Cowboy fans. Let's take a look back at the game, but I must warn you, what you're about to see will be frightening.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, do it!
The Broncos are off to another fast start in the playoffs, sweeping Nazareth in the area round last weekend. Clarendon barely lost by 2 runs last season in the regional semis to the eventual state champs, and they are poised to get over the hump this time around.
We've always been talking about since last year to go past the semis, and we've got a motto that we have that's say, "Do work, son," and it's just get down to business and got to do what we can to get it done.
We've thrown a lot of 2-hitters and 1-hitters, and we've given up 5 runs through district, and our pitching has really been the key to our success this year.
Coach Elam's boys are peaking at the perfect time, and their excellent balance of offense, defense, and pitching makes them a force no team wants to face.
Johnny pitches good, pretty much strikes everybody out. We don't get much work on defense when Johnny pitches, and Troy pitches good. We don't get much work when he does, but if I pitch, the defense get work. And the coaches, we tried something different this year and did fundamental things, and that helps out our defense a lot too.
At the beginning of the year, Coach told us that the only team that will be able to beat us this year is us, and we've taken that into heart and just been able to take that with us each and every day coming to practice. And I think we bond as a team pretty well, and we all talk as a bus. It's not like little cliques and stuff around the bus. We're pretty well bonded, and I think that has a lot to do with success.
It's the Bulldogs and the Broncos squaring off tomorrow night in Rawls. Do work, son. Brian Wilkerson, Pro News 7 Sports. Brayton Hill is only 11, but he already has the skills and confidence of a seasoned veteran.
I race hard, I'm determined, and I want to win.
Hill is currently ranked 2nd in total points for all riders in our district, and he is ranked 13th in points among all 11-year-old intermediate riders in the nation. And he already subscribes to the notion that practice makes perfect.
I practice 3 days a week, all week, for every week that this track is open. We go to spin classes at the Amarillo Town Club, and what helps me the most is going out of town and racing kids better than me. And that oftentimes helps me get better, so the next race I go to, I almost always win.
Hill recently won the Race of Champions, better known as The Rock, at the Grand Nationals in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He needs only 5 more regular race wins and 1 more national win to turn expert. How did he get so good at such a young age?
Here he races kids that are either the same age or older, but they're all experts. So that means Braden has to work really, really hard to keep up with these guys. Well, so he works really hard here, so when we go out of town and we actually race 11-year-olds or 10-year-olds like last year, he does very well because he's used to racing 15 and 16-year-old kids.
Braden is already on his way to becoming an expert in the BMX circuit. His long-term goal is to live his dream and ride for a living, hoping to one day make the Olympics. Brian Wilkerson, Pro News 7 Sports. Getting to the state championship game is exciting enough, but the Portales Rams have an added incentive. They haven't beat the Wildcats of Lovington in a long time.
Yeah, it's been about 16 years, I think, since we've beaten Lovington, and this is kind of like a perfect opportunity to beat them for the first time in 16 years in the state championship. So we look forward to it. It's going to be a good game.
Head coach Andy Carell says all the hard work his team put in over the offseason has finally paid off. And as for the loss to Lovington earlier in the year, he expects his squad to be more focused this time around.
The only people that have really stopped us this year have been ourselves, so I really don't see that happening again. Ever since that loss to Lovington, we have been a different team. And I think it came at the right time, and I don't think Lovington will be expecting what they're about to do on Saturday.
Playing for a state championship has the city of Portales rallying behind the Rams, and the players say winning it all would be a dream come true.
There's not going to be a better feeling, I don't think, than winning a state championship. The group we have now, we've always wanted to be in this position. I think if we win it, it's going to be an early Christmas present.
The Rams will welcome the Wildcats to town this Saturday, December 6th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Brian Wilkerson, Pro News 7 Sports.
'Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, and I'll win the fight. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4.